Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy Rough Diesel here, and this is my casting couch. Finally found my DJI Osmo. The last two videos I was filming on my busted ass phone, so the quality is a little bit improved. Hopefully, the audio I think is a little bit better too on here. So today I got a little Q&A for you guys. I wrote down some questions from YouTube and Instagram, and I'm just gonna kind of run through five. Hopefully, I'm trying to keep the video at about 10-ish minutes, so we'll see how this goes. This is the first time doing it, so let's begin. All right, question number one I got from YouTube from Jim Intuition. He asked, he said he heard from somebody that it's bad to do fruit. It can like kill your gains. And basically, where he heard that from is that there's a study out there talking about vitamin C and antioxidants impairing, muscle growth post training. But the issue with that is, this is the thing where you got to learn about studies, guys. Is you have to pay attention to how much of something they use and what demographic they use it on. That study, the amount of antioxidants they gave each person was astronomical. It was very, very high. Way more than you can get from a single serving of fruit or juice or whatever. So that's my thoughts on that. There really isn't a. I don't. So basically, don't worry. Don't stress about stuff like that. You're still gonna get your gains. I have fruit post workout all the time, pre workout. It's never been an issue for me. Guys like Matt Jensen, he's using it with. I don't actually follow him, but the guy, he's like a power lifter, very, very strong, young guy with glasses, black guy. I can't think of his name right now. You guys probably know. But Matt Jensen's using that to bulk him up pretty quickly. So anecdotally speaking, I've seen it work, and there hasn't been an issue with anybody gaining muscle from eating fruit. So get your fruit in, guys. It's good. It tastes good. I don't see an issue with it. The next question was from Romanius Maximus on IG. He says, my front delts are lacking. Should I do presses or front raises? Alright, guys, so personally, for your front delt, it's very rare that your front delt is lacking. I mean, I'm actually pretty surprised that anybody's front delt is lacking. Personally, I think pressing would be the best option, and the reason I say that is you need a lot more weight on there, and actually weight does play some part. It's not the only thing that matters when you're lifting, but when you compare it to front raises, especially dumbbell raises, where you have things called the strength curve, which is basically where your muscle's the strongest, where it's the weakest. So it's weakest up here, strongest in this area, and then you think about like whatever machine you're using has a strength curve as well. So let's say if you used a cable, it's pretty even throughout, but when you use a dumbbell, it's actually lightest at the bottom where you're strongest and heaviest at the top where you're weakest. And you actually would like something that flips that around, right? So that's definitely not the best exercise. There's almost no tension in this position when your shoulder's there. So you're missing out on all that growth during this little area of the lift. So personally, I think you get a lot better profile when you're doing a front press. A shoulder press, I'm sorry. And definitely something I would stick to. If you're doing a lot of pressing, honestly, I don't think there's any point of you doing front raises unless you just like them, and if you like them, throw them in at the end of your workout. But you get front delt activation from a lot of pressing movements, and basically what a lot of people don't understand about your shoulder is an easy way to tell you what's working the hardest when you're lifting is what's pointing up towards the top. So right now it's a lot of front delt. You turn out to the side, now the side delt's on top. Now you're getting a lot of side delt activation. And when you bend over, your rear delt's on top. And you can kind of play around with the angle slightly when you do this. So if you ever see someone do a side raise and they turn out like that, then they're finishing movement with a lot of front delt. So basically, pay attention to where your muscle is and what it's doing, and not just like the movement, getting point A to point B. It's not about getting point A to point B. It's about doing the movement properly and working that muscle, till its fullest. So that is my answer on that. How often to progress with weight sets and reps? Oh, So this is from the Zabas, I guess the Zabas from IG. So that's a person dependent question. Um, Typically, what I can tell you how I like to go about it. How often is how quickly you progress. That's the simple answer. But if to give you guys a little bit of a guideline to kind of go about it. Personally, I do something called top sets and back off sets. Probably one of the best methods to kind of know your strength right off the bat. So basically, my first set is my heaviest set. So if I'm pressing, that'll be like, let's say my heaviest set is 315. My next two working sets are going to be lighter and even lighter. So let's say the first one's 315, the next one is 275, and the last one is 225. Just random numbers thrown out there for you. The first working set, I'm going to shoot for a rep range from 5 to 8. Let's say if I'm doing this exercise and I get 5, that lets me know that I'm not going to, the thing I want to progress on is the reps because I'm at the bottom of that rep range. All right, let's say a month goes by, 2 months go by, and now I'm doing 315 for 8 reps. All right, now I'm at the top of the rep range I was shooting for. Now I can progress in weight. And that's kind of how I like to go about it. I give myself set rep ranges. And once I get to the top of that rep range, then I increase my weight. So basically it goes reps, weight, reps, weight. Like that. As for sets, I don't use that as a form of progression. I use that to kind of attenuate my volume when I get close to the prep. So let's say, for instance, I'll start with maybe 3 to 4 working sets at the start of my prep. Then by the end of the prep, I'm doing 1 to 2 working sets. Just because there's not as much fuel in me, not as much carbs, not enough things in me to recover as well. So instead of lowering the intensity, I just lower the sets and keep the intensity where it is, so I can keep lifting the same poundages, and hopefully it helps me maintain the muscle a lot better. And I've used this method just for this one prep so far, Niagara Falls, and it was literally the best thing I've ever done. It was literally, I would be exhausted, but like I was still recovering very, very well from session to session. And I'm going to continue to kind of like attenuate my volume like that. Basically, guys, there's no set week you need to lower the sets. It's basically how you feel during prep. Once you feel like you're not recovering well, maybe take one set off here or there and kind of see how it goes, and just assess where you are and keep going from there. That's going to be the biggest thing when you're doing things yourself. And even when you have a coach isn't within, inside your body, can't tell you how you feel and things like that. So just really paying attention to how you feel. Maybe keeping a journal will help. I know a lot of guys do that because they don't remember how they felt day to day, and they can just, with the logbook, they can just kind of go back and look and see how they felt and if it's kind of different than how they feel this time and stuff like that. So that's my answer on that. The last 2 questions, guys, I kind of wanted to be like some cool personal stuff so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. So if you don't want to learn about me, you can end the video now. So basically, one guy asked me, Akeem OD Wright, he asked me, where in the Caribbean have I been? I've only been to one place in the Caribbean. I was in Freeport, Bahamas, the Freeport, Bahamas. I was there for a student exchange program when I was like 17. I got to meet the Prime Minister. I went around with the school system and learned a lot about there. Had my first drink there. It was rum and Coke. It was amazing. And I've loved rum to this day. And that's the only place I've been in the Caribbean. Hopefully I can go. I think the next place I want to go to is maybe Jamaica or something like that. But yeah, that's where I've been so far in the Caribbean. I loved it. I still keep in contact with 1 or 2 people that kind of went on a trip with me that I met in the Bahamas. And I would love to go back sometime and see those guys. And the last question of the day is, what are my favorite hobbies from BXDNAR? That's BXDNAR. My hobbies. So I'm pretty busy most of the time, so I don't get to do too much of my hobbies anymore. But I'm a big fan of art. You guys should know from my posing. Like my background in art is not dance. Actually, it's just drawing. I was a pretty good drawer. I sold a few paintings. I took art as an elective, and I was headed to art school before I decided to join the military. I was going to go to SCAD in Savannah, Georgia. Very, very good art school. But I was kind of, tired of school. I graduated in 3 years. So I was, had my head in the books all the time. So I just needed kind of a break. And on top of that, a lot of people, I shouldn't have listened to them, but it did play a small role where a lot of people told me, like, they go to art school and it becomes like a chore. They don't get to, it becomes a chore. And when someone makes you do something, it kind of changes your feelings towards something. I don't necessarily agree with that now that I'm older, but it is what it is. Other hobbies that I have are I watch a ton of anime. I got an anime video on this YouTube page. I need to do some more. Currently, I haven't been watching a ton just because the subtitles, I gotta be like fully alert, and most of the time I'm on my laptop doing some work. But Boruto is one I definitely watch, and that's really the only one besides My Hero Academia that I'm really paying attention to at the moment. I'm trying to get into Black Clover, but I haven't had a lot of time to check it out yet. I've seen maybe 3, 4 episodes, and I think that's it right now. I saw a couple new animes on Netflix they put out. They seemed okay, but still looking out for another big one that I really like. Let's see, other hobbies. I like the outdoors as well. I like hiking. There's not much hiking in Florida, unfortunately. I don't like taking walks. I like hiking, actually, climbing and shit. So when I was in Maryland, that was awesome. I had a great time going around hiking and doing that, but it's been kind of slow since I've been here. Kayaking, I've done that. I've done. I want to go whitewater rafting one day. That's probably the one thing I haven't done that I want to do. Outdoors, style. I've been hunting and things like that when I was a kid. So definitely like the outdoors a little bit if it's not too hot. I'm very picky about when I like doing my outdoor stuff. It's got to be like 60, 75 degrees. Not too much hotter than that. But that's my Q&A for the day. If you guys want them to be longer, shorter, whatever, let me know. Shoot some questions down below. And I'm thinking maybe doing this once a week on top of the other things I talk about that are a little bit more in depth. These topics are kind of quick 2-3 minute answers. And yeah, until next time, guys. Peace.